Three, two, one. You're on the air. I am Stefan. Put your comments down below. Subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified. But right now, there is breaking news. Breaking news, everybody. Steve Riley, LA Guns, drummer, passed away today. We're going to talk about this. It's all going to be coming up right now. But in the meantime, if you're new, like I said, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified. I'm checking the comments. Anybody could talk to me. Let me know that you could hear me. This is take 2 right now. This is live. This is not pre-recorded. We're going to talk about Steve Riley. What happened? He passed away October 26, 23. But the question is, can you hear me? Before we start this, can you hear me? Tara, good to see you. You're wearing the badge. You're rocking it. Hey, Stefan, sad news. Can you hear me, Tara? I'm looking at the comments. Before we even get any further, be my co-pilot. I could hear you. Robbie could hear me. Good. No way. Jeff says no way. Yes way, Jeff. Terry Drake. Yes. Good to see you, Terry Drake. Played with you many times at the Cat Club. All righty. Everybody could hear me. So let's start the show. Everybody, let's give a toast to Mr. Steve Riley of LA Guns. Drummer. Played with W.A.S.P, played with Keel. We're going to talk about it now. Don't touch that dial. It all starts now. Okay, welcome back, everybody. I am Stefan, and this is sad breaking news. LA Guns drummer Steve Riley has passed away. It just hit my desk at this very moment. And sorry about that. Feel a little here because I'm using an iPhone. I'm going to look at the comments. Let's chat. And I hope you can hear me. I hope that intro didn't throw us off right now. But yeah, this just came my way right now. Douglas Kennedy, fan of the show, actually wrote to me and goes, "Did you hear about Steve Riley?" And I'm like, what? Steve Riley passed away. Apparently, Steve Riley happened to be hospitalized in recent months, and he was walking with a cane. And I didn't know he was walking with a cane. He wasn't that old. He's only 67 years old. Steve was born January 22nd, 1956, and he passed away October 26, 2023. First, before we say anything, our condolences are with the family and his friends, of course, and his bandmates of Riley's LA Guns, Scotty Griffin and Kelly Nichols. So we're sorry for your loss. And let me know if you guys could still hear me in the comments before we go any further, because I just want to make sure that we didn't get thrown off over here. But I'm looking for your comments. Talk to me. Let me know your thoughts right now about the loss of Steve Riley and what you guys think about this. It's sad. It's sad when anybody passes away. Now, I know that the LA Guns with Tracy Guns and Phil Lewis, there's been some issues, and then Steve Riley has his new LA Guns. There's been a lot of drama in that camp. LA Guns is becoming the Temptations of hard rock or glam rock, hard rock. But as you all know, Steve Riley had a long career. He was always a little older than the guys in the band when he joined. LA Guns was around before Steve Riley was around. And I'm not being disrespectful, but really, him doing LA Guns and using a name, I'm not so sure about that. I mean, the band, it's Tracy's band, whichever way you cut it. So I'm going to put that out there right now. And I know I'll probably get a lot of slack, but in all due respect, somebody has passed away. And when any time somebody passes away, it's very sad. Going back to Riley's career, which I'm looking right here on my co-pilot, that I have a little iPad here to give you because I don't know everything here. But Steve Riley, the first time I heard of Steve Riley, he was in the band W.A.S.P. You remember that? And the one song that came my way was Animal, F Like a Beast. It was crazy. It was a crazy song that was hardcore. And I remember Steve Riley being the drummer in that band. And they went on to be I Want to Be Somebody, Love Machine, all that stuff. But then Steve Riley ended up joining LA Guns. It was a changing of the gods. Guns N' Roses, LA Guns, Faster Pussycat. There was a new scene in town. And kind of the other scene was changing. The new kids in town, and Steve Riley went and joined. He joined that band. The drama lately that they had, Steve Riley and the Cats, I don't know. But let me look at some of the comments while we talk to you guys here. Jeff, I wonder if Blackie will say anything. Ooh, Jeff, good point there. I wondered too. And Jeff, do me a favor. I've never seen you here before, but thank you for writing to me and subscribe to the channel. Later today, we're supposed to have a great show. Greg Leon, original guitar player. He played with Tommy Lee in Sweet 19. We're going to talk to him about his stories and how he turned down Motley Crue and played in Quiet Riot and Dokken. That'll be later today in our members only. Let's see. Neil, oh man, very sad. I saw Steve Rock with LA Guns and I met him twice. Yeah, you met him twice. Neil says, met him with W.A.S.P at a store in Albuquerque on the Electric Circus tour, again at the Foundations Forum in LA. I asked him to sign my respective W.A.S.P CDs. He was very nice both times. Hey, Laurel, good to see you. Very sad news. Travis says, I met him a dozen times. He's always kind and generous. And thank you, Travis, for the thing. And make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Thank you for your feedback. And I'll be honest with everybody. Thank you, Jeff, for subscribing. I truly appreciate that. There's a lot of great stuff here, but I'm posting this for a certain reason. I played in LA Guns. I was like the 100th member in LA Guns, and I was in the version of LA Guns. It was with Jizzy Pearl. It was Tracy Guns. And Steve Riley was actually, the guy kind of running the money in the band when I played with him. How I met Steve Riley was we were on tour with LA Guns originally. I was playing bass for Gilby Clarke, and we did a tour with LA Guns, and I made friends with Tracy. And I know there's two camps. You got your LA Guns, you got Riley's LA Guns, and it was a small scene, and just we hit it off. And then I went from there. Tracy Guns, me, Eric Singer, we did a CD with Gilby called Live 99. So you could check that out and see my name. And he was always nice to me, but he was the guy running them. I remember in the bus back in the day, he'd smoke a lot of weed and he'd be smoking it and always a little glazed eyes. And then he'd hand me my money. Wasn't much money, but hey, when you want to make it in rock and roll, you'll do anything just to go on stage. And then I ended up leaving because there was no money. It was about the time they were going to do the Poison Shed tour. It was Poison. I know LA Guns was on it. I forget who else was on it. And I remember getting a job at a shoe store after I quit. I was all depressed about it. But I went on to play with Dee Dee Ramone, and I had another band with Tracy called the Starfuckers. That Tracy came up with the name, and we played with a lot of cool people in LA. From Brian May and Queen and all that stuff. But Steve was always cool to me. It's very sad. And Cooking with the Kid, I see you here. Thank you, my friend, for the support. Thank you. Big love and mazel to you. And you're rocking the badge. Thank you for rocking the badge. But, this is really, what can you say? As I ramble about Steve Riley, I'm trying to remember my time with him instead of reading Wikipedia about his life, which you all can do, and I'll look at some of the stuff that Steve has done. My memory of Steve Riley was I always kind of looked up to him because he was always the older cat in the band, and very nice. Never said nothing rude to me. Paid me my cash, did the gig, and that was it. It was a good time, but it was always. I looked at it like it was Tracy and Steve's band when I was there because it was. But in hindsight, it really is Tracy. He's the guy. He's the guy with the history, and it's his band. But and I always looked at it like Steve was hired, but then somehow he was the guy, the father figure that ran the money and all that. But at this point, his health, 67. That's not that old. That's so young. It's crazy. 11 years older than me. I don't know what to say about this. But LA Guns, Steve's track record of bands he played with, Roadmaster 1976, with the Lawyers 1981, with the Bees, an album called Get Up, that was 1982. Then he worked with Keel. And Keel was like one of those early bands. You had Motley Crue, Dokken, Quiet Riot. And then there was Keel. That's 1985, before Guns N' Roses. And then W.A.S.P came out in 1985 with The Last Command. Then 86, Inside the Electric Circus. And then Live in the Roar, 87. But of course, the EP, F Like a Beast. And then he went on to just being LA Guns. And he kind of put his way in there, and he almost made himself like, I call them LA Guns, the Temptations of hard rock, because there's so many different band members changing. Like I'm the 100th bass player of LA Guns. But when you really compare it to the Temptations and to LA Guns, a lot of different singers, a lot of different bass players, you know, guitar players. Tracy's in, Tracy's out. But you can never deny one thing. Tracy's sound, his guitar playing, his band, and the chemistry him and Phil Lewis, they got together. They got something great together. Now, LA Guns originally started with singer Paul Black, and Nicky Beat was the original drummer, along with Mick Cripps. And it was a whole different band. It was a completely different band with Paul Black. The songs were different. They got their record deal with Paul Black's song, and then they had a falling out with Paul Black. It went to the lawyers. Who makes the money with the lawyers? The lawyers. Tip: don't deal with the lawyers. They got their record deal. Then they found Phil Lewis from Girl, as you all know, and then that went on to their debut LA Guns album. Great album, LA Guns, 1988, and then they went on to do Cocked and Loaded, I believe. And I believe on that one, was that The Ballad of Jane? Huge hit. MTV, Hollywood Vampires, 1991. Then they went on to do an album Cuts, 92. American Hardcore, 96. Wasted, 1988. And Shrinking Violet, 1999. And that was the year I was playing with them. In 1999, I replaced the bass player named Johnny, and I was supposed to have my picture on the album, but they took it off, but I quit. But I wasn't playing on the album, but I remember doing the photo shoot. Then they went on to do Greatest Hits and Black Beauties in 1999, Man in the Moon 2001, Waking the Dead 2002, Rips the Covers Off 2004, Tales from the Strip 2005, Covered in Guns in 2010, Hollywood Forever 2012, and Renegades in 2020. He had a long career with LA Guns. Then he went on to do his new LA Guns, I believe, with Kelly Nichols. They found the singer, and another cool guy, Scotty Griffin, who was in a version of LA Guns with Tracy, with Phil Lewis, because it's all over the place. There's a lot of niche, but go ahead, Google it. But in the meantime, everybody, let me look at some of the comments here. Neil says, Blackie, Chris Holmes, Tracy Guns, and Phil Lewis should all pay their respects and make some comments. Poor, nice guy was way too young to pass on. Neil, I agree with you. He was very young. And you know what? When somebody passes away, don't hold a grudge. Let it go, right? Let's see. Neil says, thanks for paying tribute to him, Adika. I like the Bruce Kulick coverage you did. Keep up the great shows. Hey, Neil, thank you for appreciating the shows, and I appreciate the comments, and I love when you guys talk to me. So talk to me a little bit here. Talk to me while I do this. And what can you say? This is just, I'm not prepared to do a show right now for Steve. And but I'm looking, I'm giving you some memories I had here. I remember playing a show with them, with Tracy and Jizzy Pearl, and it was fun. It was a great time. My favorite song with LA Guns to play, Rip and Tear, 100%. Great song. And just a great song. It was driving. I remember that was a time when Tracy was on a big Zeppelin kick, so we would do some Zeppelin song. I remember that. And what song did we do? How many times? I think. How many more times? So I think that's what we did. And it was really cool. It was cool to jam with Steve. At least I could say I got to jam with him. And as a drummer, he was a fine drummer. Old school. He had a cool swing to him. He did. He definitely had a cool swing to him. Me being a bass player, playing with Steve, he had a really cool swing, as I remember. Lay back. He let the songs breathe. Nice guy. I had no problems with him. And anyway, I wanted to report this to you guys. Jeff has to get going. He has to go back to work. See you guys later. Thank you for the show, brother. Hey, knuckles to you, Jeff. Neil, knuckles to you. I'm getting everybody a knuckles over here really quick. Cooking with the Kid, knuckles to you. Thank you for the super chat. Double knuckles. That's 2 knuckles. You sent me that. And thank you for wearing the badge. Thank you very much. Tara, always good to see you here. Thank you for wearing the badge as well. Chuck Shoots in the house. Great guy. he interviewed him. Check out, there's an interview on Chuck Schutz's podcast. He's another buddy of mine. Check his place out. And what else can I say? You guys, I just appreciate you all being here. Tara, she could hear me, and you get a knuckles for wearing the badge. I don't know where Debbie Moeller is, but she gets double knuckles too, because she's wonderful. And for everybody else who's not here, my members, but one member I got to give a big shout out to, Douglas Kennedy. You text me this morning about this, you get a shout out and a knuckle for being a member and a Patreon. So thank you very much over here. And everybody else, my other Patreons, knuckles, and members, knuckles, 12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm supposed to have Greg Leon. He played in Dokken, Quiet Riot. He was the man who turned down Motley Crue. That's going to be in our members only. We do unedited shows there. And then what I do is, because of YouTube's algorithm, I have to edit them out. And I'll be doing clips of that interview. But if you want to join and support the channel, it's only $9.99 a month. That's only 2 cups of coffee. And you get a whole time conversating with me and my guest and watch me stumble and fumble and trying to pretend I have a show. But you guys make the show, and I appreciate you here. But in the meantime, Steve Riley, thoughts and prayers go out to his family, his fans, his friends, and his bandmates. Sorry for your loss. This is very sad. Steve Riley has passed away at the age of 67 after suffering various health issues. We don't know what they are. I don't have any details about it. It's just all I have is what's in front of me right now. Recently, you could hear an album that he did with Renegades through Golden Robots Records, and that was most recently. In recent news about Steve, following lawsuits over the band's name, a settlement was reached in April 2021, allowing this band to continue as Riley's LA Guns. So in 2006, there were 2 LA Gun lineups, Phil Lewis and Tracy Guns. Riley was a member of Lewis's lineup until it folded in 2016. That's when he merged with his version of LA Guns. And sad news. To sum it up, you know what, Steve? No matter what, all the bands you did, and you brought something you left something here in this world, and you brought something to the rock and roll community, and your fans, I know they're crushed right now, but in the meantime, everybody, this is sad breaking news, so our condolences goes out to everybody. Thank you for being here. I am Stefan. You guys are all beautiful, and let me check the comments here. Neil says, yeah, I wish I could make more live shows too. Love the kick stuff. Plenty of your work covering the music. We all love Rock on Adika. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Before I get going, any other comments? I don't want to leave you guys hanging. I want to say goodbye politely, but we are wrapping it up. Steve Riley of LA Guns, of Riley's LA Guns, has passed away at the age of 67 years old. If you missed this episode right now, put your comments down below. Give us your feedback. What's your favorite version of LA Guns? Was it the Riley's LA Guns or the LA Guns with Tracy? Or there's a lot of lineups you could do, but we'll just pick 2, okay? And in the meantime, tell me your favorite LA Guns song. You're all beautiful. And remember, I am Stefan. It's only rock and roll and we like it. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell to be notified, and we'll catch you all later. Mwah. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and comment down below.